Welcome to the Romance Podcast. And if you heard last week's episode, season 2 of the Romance Podcast.
Okay, so it's episode 2 of season 2. Now, speaking of pairs, let's talk about yours.
Oh, funny. funny. Yeah, so last week I suffered one of the worst injuries known to man.
Relax.
Life-threatening.
Relax.
It was really, really bad though, right?
Okay, it was bad, but relax.
All right, a little history. If you know anything about me and the Roman family, I'm a baseball nut. No pun intended.
Speaking of nuts.
I love baseball, always have. And now my almost 11-year-old son, Tristan, is in his second year of travel baseball. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the time to full-time coach, so I'm actually kind of like helping out here and there when they need me. Mm-hmm. They needed me last Tuesday. So last Tuesday, I go indoor facility, and my task was soft toss, underhand toss in the batting cage, getting the kids ready for the main cage for the pitching machine. Kind of like warm-ups, if you will.
Right.
So I got a big screen in front of me, and there's like an opening on the left-hand side. I'm lefty, and I'm underhand tossing to the boys, and they're crushing it, hitting as hard as they can. Okay?
As they should. As
they should. Absolutely. So one of the boys crushes the ball after I toss it, and it whizzes by me, and it hits my left hand. Okay? It catches me. I'm like, Hey, no problem. That happens in baseball all the time. If that was the end of the story, I wouldn't even brought it up because it happens, right?
Right.
But it hurt. It really hurt, all right? So 3 boys later, again, I'm soft tossing, and this kid crushes the ball. Now, we don't have like radars in there. My gut tells me 105 miles per hour exit velocity.
That's what you think?
That's what I think happened. Crushes a line drive, and I must not have gotten behind the protective screen because it hits me square in the privates. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh my! I'm not wearing a cup, by the way. Not wearing a cup. Oh my God!
Like, I think the kids are old enough now. It's one thing because you coached Tristan's team for so long.
Yeah.
That's the thing is he actually was the full-time coach for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then we need to take a step back because I'm like, okay, that's like you go super early, you stay super late.
Because I got married. We're gonna take a step back.
No, you did it when we were married too, but we had a baby, and I'm like, you can't also like practice already 2 hours. You can't be gone 2 hours forward, 2 hours after. Like I need sub help.
I know. All right.
So now he's part-time. But anyways, like, it was one thing when you were doing it years ago, because kids they were trying to hit, right? Now they hit really hard. Like, these are preteens. Like, you should probably start wearing cups and stuff to practice.
Because they have a protective screen in front of me. So,
no, you're utilizing it so well.
So had I thrown the ball and then moved in front of the screen, this part of the story would have never happened. So again, I toss the ball, he crushes the ball, a line drive shot right to my privates, okay? I mean, it hurts like I've never experienced before. I fall to the ground, and I'm like, oh my God, okay. I'm having trouble breathing. Like I really got the wind knocked out of me, and it hurt really, really bad. So I kind of sit up. And one of the coaches saw, he ran over because I mean any guy knows that's a painful, that's like the worst pain you could get minus like dying. Okay, so I'm
relax.
So I'd argue worse than childbirth. I would argue that. Anyways,
you're gonna piss. Do you want to get hit again?
So I'm on the ground. Put your knees up, and I'm like I just can't catch my breath, and I'm like, okay, all right, hold on a second, and then finally I try to stand up. I do, but like I'm not feeling right. Like I mean, my stomach's queasy. Like I'm just not. I'm like I don't know like the damage that was done down there. So I'm like, guys, I gotta call it. Like I need to leave. Like I need to get out of this facility. So my first thought was I need to go to the bathroom to like check what's going on down there. So I go to the bathroom, I put on my pants, and I'm like, okay, everything's still there. That's good. It's a good sign.
Nothing's bleeding.
Nothing was bleeding. I had some marks though. So I then obviously put my pants, and then I go outside. I need fresh air.
I'm happy you put your pants back on. Thank you, honey.
I need fresh air. Okay. So I'm out there like, I mean, I'm in full pain. Like, I mean, I am really, really in pain. This poor dad, I'll never forget, walks up to me because he just got there. It was towards the end of practice. This dad saw me outside. He's like, hey, how you doing, man? I go, oh, I got hit in the nuts. I'm not in good shape. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry. He goes, how are the boys doing today? And he starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh, it's good. He goes, let me guess, do you not want to talk? Like, no offense. If you don't want to talk, I go, I don't want to talk, man. I'm in bad shape. I need to I'm out here for clarity and to be by myself.
Like, I don't want to review practice right now.
Yeah. So anyway, Oh, I forgot almost the best part. Tristan wasn't even there.
No, I was just about to get to this.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to talk about how crappy of a day this was? Because we got in an argument when he went to baseball.
Oh my God.
So I'm home and like whenever he, coaches, so Tristan right now, and it'll amp up, has 2 practices a week. Justin goes to one and
Right.
stays home from one.
Right.
Just again.
For my wife.
Yes. Well, because you have another kid that you forget about. But like also like Tristan still gets to practice. Like you don't have to stare at him at practice. You still can bring him and stuff. So he had added, like, he was like, well, I'm also going Tuesday this time. And I'm like, oh, okay.
There's a reason though, because the guy who drives was out of town. So I had to drive not just Tristan, but his kids as well.
Yes.
He's done us a big solid all year long. Like, hey, anytime we need. So it was.
Well, back and forth, we kind of go like with them. Like we're like each other's, like you pick up.
But they do mainly because he's
Yes.
one of the assistant coaches.
Right.
But anyways, that's why I went that Tuesday, right?
Yeah. So what happens is I'm like trying to deal with the baby. I'm trying to get dinner ready, all this stuff. So that way the boys can eat when they get home from practice. Tristan gets home from school, which he goes basically right from school.
Yeah.
He has a quick snack and then he leaves. Okay. Because it backs right up with practice. And he's like, I'm sick. I have a headache. I don't want to go.
Which he never says.
Right.
Never gets headaches. So for him to really come home like that and want to lay on the couch and like not do, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, something's wrong. Like, cause he's not the kind of kid that wants to stay home from anything. So, all right.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, then Justin goes, well, I still have to go to practice. I go, what?
I did.
And he's like, well, I got to take these kids and these help coaching. And
I
I'm
promised
like,
I would do it.
Shh. And I'm like, okay, I am trying to take care of a baby. And now a sick kid, because I don't even know what he has. Like, he's coming home with a huge headache and doesn't feel good. Like, he could start throwing up. He could start doing that. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to have dinner ready for everybody. Now I need to, like, get soup. I'm like, it would be really nice if you stayed home so I could, like, make him some soup and then keep the kids separate because I don't want the baby to get whatever he has. No, he has to go to practice. So we're at each other's throats because I am so annoyed.
Well, you're at my throat. I was fine. I was like,
I'm sure you didn't give an F because you have to do anything. So now I'm home with both kids. Well, my husband goes to kids baseball without one of our kids.
Yeah, Tristan.
And then he gets railed in the nuts.
Tristan went upstairs in his room and he wanted just to relax and decompress. Right. It turns out he was not, like, he just had a horrible headache. I don't know. So allergies, whatever.
A small part of me, and Justin doesn't believe me, but I think it's funny, so I don't care. He had complained the day before about how busy he's been, and then he comes home and he may have had a headache. I'm not saying that.
He did. I could tell he did.
I think he amped it up because once you left and he relaxed for like 30 minutes, and I didn't even tell you this, he calls me and he goes, I want a snack. And I go, great, I'm getting your brother up from his nap. How about you go downstairs, figure out what you want, then I'll make it. And I come downstairs a few minutes later and he's not there. And I call him and I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, I came downstairs and grabbed some candy and came back up to my room and put a show on. I'm like,
a snack. There you go.
I go, what? I go, that you were hungry. And he goes, yeah, no, I just grabbed a bunch of candy and now I'm watching my show. And he goes, is that okay? I go, well, you're already eating it. But it's like, he started having the time of his life.
Right.
Dad was gone, treats, TV
on.
on.
I'll tell you what, who was not having a time of his life was me.
You.
I had just been nailed in the nuts and I'm outside trying to catch my breath and I'm scared because, I mean, again, from a guy's standpoint, that's really, really dangerous and serious down there. Like, it's not something you want to have drilled with the baseball ever, direct hit. So I got to stay. I bring the other boys out to drive. I drop them off at the house. I'm like, I feel queasy in the car. Like, I don't feel good. Like, I felt like, I don't know, my stomach, it was weird to get hit down there, but my stomach was really feeling weird. It was messing me up. So I got all the worst case scenarios in my head. Like, and I'm going to tell you my biggest concern, and you may laugh at me and it may be a little gross, but I was afraid that maybe by being hit down there, it would start to like burn when I like peed. And that's, from a guy's standpoint, again, one of the worst nightmares you could ever have in life. So
That's one of the worst nightmares you could is burning when you pee.
I was really worried that maybe like it bruised up and the swelling and it was going to hurt. So I had to go to the bathroom, but I was like, oh, please. So anyways, again, spoiler alert. I was fine, went to the bathroom, no big deal. But I told her, I go, I don't feel good. Like, I got to lay down. I want to go to bed. Like, I didn't feel right. I felt off.
And I wasn't trying to be mean, so I'm like, okay, go relax. But I'd also had the kids, and I had my hands full, and now he's laying down, so I'm like handling the baby the rest of the night and trying to get him down. I'm like, Well,
you weren't handling me because I was in pain. No handling was going on.
I wanted to handle your ass. I was pissed.
Different definitions of handling.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I wake up the next day. I feel better. I do feel better, but sensitive to the touch. Like, I mean, it really, really, really hurt down there. I will say, as the days went by, and even to this day, it happened a week ago yesterday. This is insane. All right. I'm going to try to use code words here, but half of my area down there has the worst bruise you've ever seen in your life. It's purple right now, and the other half is normal.
It's like Barney's.
It's
balls.
crazy. It's crazy. Like, I mean, it scares me a little bit, but like, I'm not in really any pain except like to the touch. If you like to like were to hit it, it would hurt. But like, besides that, I can walk normal. Everything's been fine when it comes to going to the bathroom. But like the bruising, I never knew you could bruise down there. It is half of that area is purple right now. Not a good look. I know.
It's very purple.
But it scares me because I'm like, I hope. And I was talking to the guys. Like, I didn't tell you this last night. Tristan had his first game, and I was talking to some of the dads about it, and they were like, "Are you sure? Like, it didn't split?" And I'm like, "It can split. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm not a doctor."
Split.
They were like, "Are you sure it didn't like split in half?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." Like, anyways, the bruising's horrible. I will say
Did you take it out to show them?
I didn't take it out to show them.
Like, does this look split to you?
It was way too cold. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I have every day felt better. So I do feel like it is
good.
healing, but the bruising has been horrible. And yeah, I don't recommend getting hit down there for any guy out there. Wear your cups. It is not a joke. It is life and death. Like, wear your cups, please.
That's what you deserve.
And I'll circle back to the fact that I can't imagine childbirth being any worse pain-wise than what I went through last season.
It was.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You can't really compare.
In fact, I think my eye getting stabbed out
By Marina?
It hurts worse because it still hurts to this day. Like, that's the thing, is it may have been as significant in a moment, but you got to get over that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I was in labor for 18 and a half hours.
I was in pain for a while.
Okay.
I was.
If I punched you over and over again, it could maybe be on like par.
Yeah.
You know?
So actually, some of the guys last night were like, maybe you can't have kids ever again. And I was like, you know what? That may be collateral damage that happens from being a line drive to the nuts. Maybe our family is done now. Maybe it's just a family of four.
As I have said before, someone's giving me a daughter, and if you want it to be you, that's your decision.
That's not true, actually. Little update, because if you followed last season, you know our dynamic is she wanted like 10 kids, and I was like, I'll give you 2 more.
I did not say 10,
but
okay.
let's have the one and see what happens. Well, Marino happened, and he's an adorable little boy, but he's been a lot more challenging than either one of us thought he would be. And so Kenzie, who is like gung-ho, more kids, what have you since decided at his number 1 birthday, his first birthday?
So we said we talk about his first birthday, and I said we need to wait like another year because we still have a lot of personal stuff that we're working on too. And I'm like, it's just not a great time when you're trying to focus on a bunch of other things getting fixed. Also, I really need to be hot one summer because I was pregnant. And then last summer, I was still like major like breastfeeding and recovering. And like, I don't even think I had a cocktail the entire summer. Like, it was not fun. I need to have a fun summer. I need to go to some shows. I need to feel like I look like I haven't like had my moment of like, I feel like myself again. I didn't get to do that.
A hot girl summer.
I need to have a hot girl summer before I can even think about growing a baby in my belly again.
So this was a big progression because I thought at the 1-year mark on Marino's birthday that we had to have this discussion, and I thought she was going to be all in like, I want another baby. And at that 1-year mark, I was like, I don't want another baby. Like I'm a no. I'm afraid she's going to come in with a yes. And then what do we do? I was very pleasantly surprised that you have pushed the goal line another year because not just because you want to be hot, it has been challenging. True or false?
No, it absolutely has been challenging. And just in the midst of getting through some things, I just don't want to also be like, and I'm pregnant. And now I'm thinking about that. Like, it would be nice to even have more of an enjoyable summer. Like, full disclosure, we had not a great summer. Like, you and I fought a lot last summer and stuff like that. And there was too much going on and we were not on the same page. And like, I would just like to feel like we had a nice time, and I don't want to add anything else to it. I want to get back. I want to feel like, again, like I always said, last year was the hardest year we ever had on our relationship, which does happen with a lot of people when they have a baby. Like that adds, because your entire relationship changes and then you have to relearn your relationship. And we had different expectations of each other during that weren't always met. So I want to.
I think she's talking about me.
I'm 1,000% talking about you. You did not meet my expectations. So it's like I want to have fun with you. I want to have a nice time with you. I want to feel good about myself. Like, I need some of those things before we even decide if we're going to throw another element back into it. Otherwise, like, I think that would be really damaging, like, to us individually and together.
Yeah. And then
at this time.
And then Q, line drive to the nuts.
Yeah.
We don't even know if I'm capable anymore.
We'll see what happens.
We don't know. So, so that was my big story and our life update. Going into our next topic here, if you know anything about me, I was on the radio for 15 years and I had the same pair of headphones the entire time. Now, I think, full disclosure, I bought 2 pairs of them because like after like maybe 7 years, I needed a new pair, but same exact brand, same exact model, these black Sonys, kind of a standard for radio.
Yeah.
And I trust them heavily because my entire radio career, it's what I use. So whenever I have to like EQ something or monitor something, I trust those. Like I'm wearing these right now, these kind of like in-ears. I don't really trust them for like if I had to like EQ something or mix something like our podcast or a song. I trust my black ones, right? So I tell you this for a reason. Kenzie is wearing the white Beats by Dre.
And these are my everyday headphones. These are what I use for the radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, they were the first Beats by Dre headphones ever. They were sent to us for like an endorsement, and I'm glad that you get used. I find them too bassy, so again, I can't use those to EQ stuff and mix stuff because I find them a little too bassy for me. But you love them, you're used to them, all good, right?
Right.
So over the weekend, I had a big project that I needed to EQ, like I had to do like a mix down, and I'm looking around our studio, and I'm like, where are my trusty black headphones? Where are they? I can't find them anywhere. And so I called down to Kenzie and I'm like, hey, babe, have you seen my black headphones? And what was the response that I got out of you?
I had seen them.
Okay.
I said yes.
Okay. And then I followed up and I'm like, okay, cool. Where are they? Because I have a very important project. I need them to mix down.
So, and I said, the good news is they're safe.
Okay.
They're in great hands. They are safe. The bad news is they are at NBC Tower at the radio station.
Where you work, okay.
Right, because I use these every day, but we had a live broadcast the week before at Lizzie McNeil's for St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
And I didn't want to bring the headphones I wear every day.
Why?
I wanted to bring a different pair.
Just why?
I don't know. I really didn't want to.
You didn't want to wear
I was like, not like my everyday headphones. I'm going to bring these. Because personally, I felt like nobody ever used them. So I felt like if anything happened to them, they've been in that drawer since I met you.
So you thought they were the junk headphones.
Kind of. And
Okay. And you didn't realize they were actually like my do or die headphones in like very important situations.
Right.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just going to take these just in case. And I forgot because they don't look like my headphones. Like my headphones are literally like white.
Well, because they're not your headphones.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I forgot. And I left them at the broadcast.
Okay.
But the engineer grabbed them
Awesome.
and they are safe at NBC. And I'm going to get them for the home opener at the next live broadcast. I'm like, just bring them there, which is April 4th.
Okay.
And they will be back in our hands.
Okay.
No problem.
So the project that was very important to me over the
Right,
weekend,
yes.
that didn't do me any good because I didn't have my trusty headphones and you weren't working over the weekend to go get them. So
And what did I say? What did I say?
What did you
when
say?
you got upset? I go, I will drive to Chicago and I will get them. I said that to you.
Mm-hmm. The funny thing is when Kenzie is wrong, and in this situation, I would say, I'd argue, we can both agree you were wrong to like grab and then leave my headphones.
It was an accident. I didn't do something wrong in our relationship. It was an accident.
I know you didn't cheat on me. I'm saying, but like, can we at least admit the fact that like this was your mistake?
Sure.
So it's a funny thing about Kenzie is that I'm like, hey babe, where are my headphones? And when I asked that question, she goes into like flirty, smiley, happy mode where it's like, oh, babe, you're not gonna believe this. And she does that, like kind of like right now, where she just like instead of like I'm so sorry, oh my god, it's more like she turns the charm on, the flirts go up a little bit, she's a little touchy feely to kind of tell me the story of where they actually are.
Well, the thing is that it actually makes me laugh because I haven't seen you use those fucking headphones in like years. So I leave them downtown. I don't think it's a big deal.
Do you want to know why you haven't seen me do that? Because when we do the podcast and we both are very instrumental in like the topics and obviously the talent of going back and forth, but then you leave and like overnight I will stay up and I will edit the podcast with those black headphones. You don't see me wearing them because editing time and mix down time is not your time.
I don't see you wearing them.
Right.
And
But
so
I use them every day.
I'm like, what are the odds that he needs them in this like 2-week span that I'm waiting for the next broadcast? And it does make me laugh because it is just my luck. Like you won't touch a thing for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And say I like break it the next day, you're like, where is my handy dandy? And it's like, what the hell?
It's so funny.
It says, what are the odds if you think about it?
So I've decided that if this project that I was working on fails, it's 1,000% your fault because the mix down wasn't great.
That's not true. It sounded great. We listened to it in the car.
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. Oh, Kenzie, I'll tell you, that was a lot of fun.
What? Shut up. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You know what's cute about you or funny about you? Because whenever Justin, by the way, this is fun if you listen to the podcast. Whenever Justin says like, oh, like, you know what's cute about Kenzie? He then listening he doesn't like. And it's like he thinks that it's like you when someone says no offense, but they say something offensive after. Right. That's like, you know what's cute? You know what's funny? And then he just lists all these shitty things about me and it's never cute and it's never funny. And I never feel good afterwards. So I know Justin better than he knows himself. And no, it's true. I know exactly what you're going to do before you do it. I know how you wiggle out of stuff. I know that you agree to stuff that you don't intend to do because then right before it pops up, you come up with a brand new plan.
Wow.
You're very like that. Okay. I know you.
This sounds like a horrible person. Who is this guy?
I know. Anyways, it's not me. Okay. So anyways, I also know what you like to watch. You don't like anything that moves slow. You don't like anything too confusing. You kind of want to get to the point. For the most part, you only like comedies and you only like things with Will Ferrell in them. Like, I know you very well.
He's the best.
You don't like things that are super long watch. Like sometimes we'll click on something. He's like, oh, there's already been 7 seasons. I don't want to make that kind of commitment. Things like that. Yeah. So I know all of these things about you. But however, you come to me for the past like 2 months saying, I want to start the show Severance. And I'm like, no, you don't. And he goes, yes, I do. I've heard good things about it. Ben Stiller wrote it. But I go, it's not a comedy.
You also wanted to see it too.
I know, but it's up my alley. I know it's not up your alley.
We both heard really good things about it. Yeah. When I first saw the trailer, I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
But then like everyone's talking about it. I see it all online. Your parents have been watching it. They love it. So our show, we were watching Shrinking with Jason Segel. And Harrison Ford, and we were done. We finished the episodes of Shrinking. And so it's time to start a new show for us. And I was like, you know what? We've heard great things about Severance. Maybe now it's time to give it a try.
And I've been pushing it off because I know he's not going to like it. And here's the issue. Once I see it, I'm going to want to know what happens. Okay. I know me. I'm like, I need to know what's going on. Okay. It's going to bother me.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot. One, we barely watch TV as is. I would say like Saturday, because we can stay up late. Once kids are in bed, then we watch it. Like that's about it.
Yeah.
So let alone watch TV by myself is very limited. So I didn't want to ever start Severance because I'm like, I don't have the time. Like it's going to take me 7 years to watch Severance.
Yeah.
So I say no a bunch of times. He's like, we should do it. We should do it. We should do it.
I gave you a choice that night. No, I gave you a choice that night between the John Bonet Ramsey murder docuseries.
Right.
Because you're into Kenzie's crimes, you know, the whole thing. Or we start Severance. I gave you a choice.
Because you weren't gonna give up on Severance though. So I'm like, okay, like you were committed. It's been like 2 months now. So we put Severance on. 3 minutes and 46 seconds into an over hour-long episode. The guy is simply like parking and walking into his building. That's it. Justin looks at me and goes, well, this better pick up. He has the nerve to shoot like a warning shot in my direction as if I A, fucking directed it, okay? And B, as if I told him you're going to love this show or something. I told him it moves slow. It's confusing. It's like 3 minutes and 46 seconds. We've got nothing. I don't even know if there was words yet. Like, I'm like, can we get through the episode?
Very slow words.
See, okay. And then at the end, he goes, well, I never want to see that again. And I go, but don't you feel like it really picked up at the end? Like, don't you want to know what happened to this guy, Petey? And he's like, no. I never want to see it. And you know what sucks? I'm on episode 4 now,
Yeah.
and I have to watch it in like 30-minute chunks when I exercise, and I'm going to be stuck on this band effing wagon for like a few years trying to finish Severance, and it's your fault.
So Saturday night, after watching the first episode, which I did not enjoy, I'm like, I'm going to bed. Like, that's it. She stayed up and watched 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
You stayed up and watched 2 more. And I was like sleeping kind of on and off because like it was loud. And I'm like, this sucks. Like, this is not my thing at all. And even kind of in like a on again, off again sleep, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy hearing it. It was not my show at all. No.
He's so pissy. 3 minutes and 46 seconds into the episode.
You know, and I like that dude, the lead character. I forget his name. Is it Adam Scott?
I don't know his name, but
Yeah.
I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
He was in Step Brothers.
Yes, he was.
And he was very funny when he was Derek. He was the older brother.
I'm Derek.
Yeah. And he did the whole like, Brandon has a man, Brandon has a
mangina.
Mangina. Brandon has a mangina. He was funny. And he did the whole like.
He didn't do any of that.
He was not funny in the show at all.
May I point out that the things I listed about that Justin likes, the movie he listed, comedy with Will Ferrell in it.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's exactly on par with everything I said. And that is the example that you pulled.
He had the great scene in the car singing Sweet Child of Mine by
That's
Guns N' Roses. It was great. He was very...
And I can sing high like this.
Yeah. It was great. He was a very...
He brought none of that
He
to
brought
Severance.
the opposite of that character to Severance. Now, listen, I knew it was not a comedy, but I also knew it was directed by Ben Stiller.
Yep.
And I think it won a bunch of awards. People were raving about it. I don't get it. The first episode I thought was so slow, so
you
boring.
could've watched, like, you may get it if you spend time on it, but you're never willing to spend time on anything except for 800 baseball games a year, which moves slow.
No, it was action
As they
packed.
do.
Action packed. The
Yeah.
Cubbies are back, baby. Let me ask you a question, because I did not watch all 3 episodes. I watched 1 episode. You've watched 3. After the 3rd one now, do you think I would have turned around and liked it, or no, I would have hated it the whole thing?
You probably would have still hated it because it's not moving fast. It's not like episode answer, but there is a like significant amount more drama than there was in the first episode.
Okay.
So there is a lot more interesting things happening.
Okay.
But I think you like a resolution in about 30 minutes to a problem, and it's more like another problem. What does this mean? What is it? But like it's escalating.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like it? Are you into the show?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I enjoy it. I think it's so Severance is about, and this is literally just the general plot, doesn't give anything away. So Severance is about they sever your mind when you go to work. So you don't remember, like you never remember working. It's almost like taking a nap to your memory. So like you snap and you're like on the elevator leaving work, right? Which kind of in a weird way sounds cool, right?
Yeah.
But everything's completely severed. So your at work body doesn't remember your name, or if you have a family, it doesn't know anything about like the vessel that it's in, but it still is your personality because it's you, but it's doing it without any information. And I have to be honest, when I first heard this, I assumed that while your body was there during Severance, it would almost be on autopilot, right? Like just typing away.
He seemed very robotic to me in the first episode.
But what I never realized is how emotional it is because all they do is work. So it snaps for like, just like it snaps for them when they go back into reality, and they get to go live the rest of their day. Yeah. But every time, imagine like they literally leave in the elevator to leave work, and then the elevator opens and you're back at work.
Yeah.
That's that person's life. And it's also a version of you. So they are like manically depressed and trapped and want to escape. And I really thought they were more going to just be on total autopilot, like very mindless. But it's you trapped, and it's like your other self won't listen to you, and you have no way of getting in contact with them. And it is a really crazy premise. And the more things that keep happening to people, you're like, oh my God, yeah, it is a bad idea. Like I didn't even realize it would be a bad idea because of that, or that, or that. Like it just keeps evolving, and their worlds keep accidentally merging, and it is cool. And it's in a world where we constantly complain because all they do is reboots, comic book movies, and like sequels, right? And prequels.
It's original.
It is so original and so unique, and I can really appreciate that. And it does get your mind going, and I do like that.
But if you're a fan of Ben Stiller, this is no Zoolander. This is no Zoolander.
Also Will Ferrell, and also a comedy. Do you understand what I'm working with?
Those were entertaining. You gave, I'll be honest, you gave a really cool review right now of Severance. Like if I didn't see the show and you said that, I'd be like, oh, I want to watch it. That's cool. All right. Now, my review of the first episode was, it was very slow. It was very boring. They were like robotic in the work days.
Yeah.
And I didn't really care what happened to them after episode 1. That was my review.
See, and I felt at the end of it, I started to feel like heartbreak.
Yeah.
Like I really did. It's like, oh my gosh, like these people have no idea that they've signed up a version of themselves for hell and they don't remember it every day. And it's crazy.
Do you think that maybe your mind was severed when you were leaving the live broadcast and you just completely forgot to bring my headphones back?
I think it was severed when I married you.
Good comeback. That's
Thank
good.
you.
That was very good. That's why I married you. And I take offense to the fact that it's only Will Ferrell. Like, I was trying to think of something that was kind of like slow moving or like a not slow, but like more like a not comedy, like a drama or whatever. We watched Ozarks, and I loved Ozarks, and it was a lot. How many? 7 seasons?
Yeah. I haven't even listened. But anyways, yes, we watched Ozark.
Love that
But I
show.
will say Jason Bateman's actually darkly funny in it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We laughed a lot during Ozarks, which sounds insane.
Yeah.
Because of all, it was like, he still is his witty, like, one-liners.
I have certain favorite people in this world, like Hollywood. I'm saying Will Ferrell, yes, comedy, awesome.
That's your number one.
Vince Vaughn, I could listen to him talk about bullshit forever. He is just the best. Love Vince Vaughn. Jason Bateman is just... He has just become... honestly become one of my favorite actors of all time because he is funny, but he's a good actor too.
Even when he's in serious roles, he does funny stuff like on
Ozark's, good example.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't want to plug other podcasts because we are a podcast, but whatever. Smartless, his podcast, Smartless. He is so funny in Smartless. I mean, I Jason Bateman and Paul Rudd are just two of my favorite guys,
and they're effortlessly funny. It doesn't have to be a shtick. They don't have to be doing. They don't have to be doing stand up to be funny. It's just their overall delivery. It's accidental.
I would love to hang out with both those dudes, like Paul
Rudd. Hot
take,
honey. Very brave of you.
Jason Bateman. Like if you're like, hey, who would you want to have a beer with one day? Like those two dudes are top of my list.
You hate beer.
I hate beer.
Why would you pick that?
If someone was like, hey, who do you want to have a hard seltzer with? It would be Jason Bateman and Paul Rudd.
Like, what are you trying to be like a man right now?
How about you, before we end, like, who are your 2 favorite, like, actresses, you know? Because this is not about, like, crushes or about who you think is hot. It's about, like, who are the girls that you think are, like, awesome?
Girls that I would want to hang out with that are actresses?
Yeah, just like for me, my Jason Batemans and my Paul Rudds. Who's that for you?
Oh my gosh, that's so difficult on the spot because I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, we didn't prepare for this. Sorry.
I didn't prepare for that at all.
Improvise.
One of, obviously, my favorite artists of all time, which we talked about a lot, is Shakira.
Yeah.
She's incredible. She plays, she speaks like 7 languages. She plays a million instruments, writes music, talented dancer, great mom.
Her concerts are phenomenal.
Shut up. Shut your whore mouth. You know I still don't have a birthday present from last year because the concert got canceled. And I have to be honest, when the concert got canceled, the concert was going to be, I want to say it was like December 5th or something.
Yeah.
And it was early December. It was on a Saturday. And I kind of thought, even though it got canceled, since I never got a birthday gift, my husband will probably plan like a date night. We'll go out for a dinner that night or something like, sorry, but Lisa's, he never did anything. Like, could you imagine?
I regret asking you the question of who your favorite.
It's my turn. Could you imagine, like, if your birthday present got completely canceled, didn't exist anymore, and I would, like, plan a date night or get you something else cool. It doesn't have to exactly replace it because that's hard to do and I understand it. But he just was like, nah, fuck that. We're just not going to do anything. And I'm like, okay, cool. So that came and went. So I would love to see Shakira. I would love to have a beer with Shakira, I guess, as you would say. I think she's incredible. Beer. I like it more than you do, actually.
And to defend myself a little bit, I spent 800 hours on these Shakira tickets to surprise you.
We actually spent 0.
And I surprised you with it in April. Your birthday's in April, okay? They didn't cancel until December. Like, it wasn't like the next day.
That's a lie. No. They canceled way before December.
Okay, maybe like maybe like October. It wasn't way before. It was like
months. You had months.
It wasn't like I bought tickets in April and they canceled in May. It was not the case at all. This was your present for a long. We had plans for a long time to go see Shakira in concert, and it's not my fault that she canceled her tour to do stadiums, but decided I'm not going to do Chicago, and boom. Anyways, so finish your story. So the beer, Shakira, give me one more because I can't end on this because you made me look horrible and that's not fair.
I didn't make you look horrible. I just told you what. All I said is what happened. All I said is what happened. So if it looks bad, then it looks bad.
One more example of.
I really want to think of it. I feel like I love so many actresses, but like now, like in this exact moment, I am struggling to pick you know who I think seems so funny though?
Who?
Dakota Johnson. I love her. She's
Who
an
is that?
actress. She's an actress.
And what?
Probably nothing you've seen, but
Nothing
she actually has a new movie coming out with Pedro Pascal that looks awesome. She's a matchmaker. And it's like it looks like her high school sweetheart or something comes back into play, but she's a matchmaker, but this billionaire, Pedro Pascal, is interested in her. And I go, for the love of God, bitch, pick the billionaire. I don't care.
Wow.
I would love to see one movie where you just take the good looking, kind billionaire and date him. But I'll tell you what, she has the best run of movies because she also was the star of 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, she was on SNL.
She was on SNL.
She hosted SNL.
Yeah.
She was good.
Yeah, I think she's just really awkwardly funny. I love the way she delivers stuff. But like in every movie, there's always a billionaire in love with her. Like 50 Shades of Grey, like all of those.
That's her
and now
thing.
this new one. I'm like, you lucky bitch. But she is gorgeous and awesome. So good for her. But she seems really fun. Like off the top of my head, I think she seems like hilarious.
All right, so Shakira and Dakota Johnson.
I love Dakota Johnson. Yeah.
And for me, it's Jason Bateman and Paul Rudd.
There you go.
All right, awesome. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad I asked. Here's why I don't ask questions, because I ask a question and we go down this rabbit hole of like I'm a jerk.
Well, then you set yourself up.
I was like, I should have ended the podcast. I could have ended the podcast earlier. I was like, let me ask Kenzie about herself.
You know, I love that in all of this reflection, what you wish is that you wouldn't have asked the question. Instead of, I wish I would have planned a date night on December 5th.
I surprised you with the best gift ever. You always wanted to see Shakira, and I surprised you with tickets for Shakira. Great seats. It's not my fault she canceled months later the concert that I was taking you to for your birthday.
I'm not blaming you for the cancellation.
Take it up
of
with
the
Shakira.
concert.
Shakira, take it up for her.
I will.
And her hips don't lie.
Her tour dates do.
You're damn right. All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. We appreciate you. And do not forget, you cannot spell romance without Roman. I love you, baby.
Love you.